shoot the shit. Everybody's ready? Everybody's ready, bro? Let's get this shit. Welcome back to Anime for Three. Gotta say that three times, but this is Anime for Three, where we're gonna have a colorful conversation around anime series or anime episodes, anime films. We always do ask you guys to rate us on the episodes that we're gonna have on these podcasts, as well as follow us on our socials as well too. We are on Instagram, Anime for Three. We are on Twitter, Anime for Three. We are on TikTok, Anime for Three. We are on YouTube as well too. It's Anime for Three, but you gotta put the number three on that one. The others, you just have to spell out the three. But today we got a fucking juicy one, man. I do want to give our audience members, our listeners, real quick disclaimer. We might be cussing a lot. There might be some swear words thrown in here. So if you got a sensitive ear, I am so sorry. But this is going to be a very, very juicy one. This is going to be our first episode for our mini series, which is Hot Tournament Debate. Which is
Hot tournament.
I'll explain that in a minute, but it's a hot take tournament debate. But I do have Hey, bro, I was like, goodness, bro. But I do have my host, Krishan. Amanda's not here, but Krishan, go ahead and say what's up.
What's good? What's good?
Hey, that's cool right there. But Amanda couldn't be able to make it. She's under the weather. But we do have a great goated guest. His name is Tanu. Tanu, go ahead and introduce yourself. We always ask our guests too after you introduce yourself. Tell us about your favorite anime and tell us why that's your favorite anime.
What's good? My name is Tanu. Good friends with Krishan and Val. I've known them since college, so we've known each other for some years now. My favorite anime, my whole life it was Naruto, but I feel like Naruto started my anime journey, so definitely Naruto was there, but I think Attack on Titan has taken that spot now. Because I don't know, man. I think it's one of the most unique shows I've ever seen. I mean, you have all types of emotion, and my favorite thing about Attack is the show is really how you watch it is really just on a different perspective. Like every character in that show has different crazy circumstances going on in their life, and it's really like you can't say one is wrong versus another. So I don't know. I just like Attack because you can pick so many different people to, I guess, follow and want to be on their journey. So Attack is definitely my favorite.
Man. You know what? Let's give a round of applause for that answer because first of all, Naruto is one of the big three. So we just gotta give our flowers. And then two, we got sound. We got sound bits now. We upgraded a little bit, but and then two, man, Attack on Titan, like everybody always refers to that as the Game of Thrones of anime. If you don't know what Game of Thrones is, I don't know if you've been living under a rock. That was a phenom of our generation.
Let's hope it doesn't end like Game of Thrones, but shit, I mean, I haven't read the manga. Don't tell me nothing, but I don't know. People are not happy. But then again, nobody's ever happy with an ending of a show.
Yeah. But no,
right on that.
Hey, okay. But those were great answers for sure. Love that. But welcome, bro. Welcome. Again, this is our mini series. It's called Hot Take Tournament. And what this is, the tournament is going to be, we're going to have a 3-part series. So this is the first leg. And then the next mini series is going to be the second leg. And then the final episode will be the final leg of who's going to be the winner. What that means is that we are asking our debaters, we're asking our guests and hosts to be able to argue with each other. They're able to choose one character from any anime series. It could be a main character, it could be a side character, it could be a villain, and they have to be able to argue why that character is better than the other person's character using 2 points. These 2 points are going to be targeting around character development and as well as story. If there is a tie between those two, there will be a tiebreaker, which will be discussing why that character's flaws is non-existent or shouldn't be of much of a concern. So that would be the tiebreaker. If that still isn't going to be enough push, and you still, as listeners, think, "Oh, that other character should have yada yada," we do have something for you guys. Just calm down. It's going to be fair. So we're going to post those two characters on IG for you guys to vote on. And when you guys vote on the most, the character that you guys believe should have won that tournament, that person or that character will get that extra point. And then we can be able to discuss if it's going to be tie or etc. We can discuss that as hosts, and we'll let you guys know. But that was a lot. Again, this is Hot Take Tournament. So
Hot
pretty
take
much
tournament.
it's a hot take, it's a tournament, and it's a debate. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
Boom,
But
boom,
we
boom.
got Krishan and we got Tanu. Krishan's character, I'll let him introduce his character. He's gonna be going first, and then Tanu's character, he will introduce his character, and then he'll go second. So the floor is all yours, Krishan.
Thank you, Val. Hot take tournament. You already know HTT. So I would say my. I'm trying to think of like a way like it says saying it like that quick. I feel like I'm gonna like mess it up. Hot take tournament.
Yeah.
But my character is Amanda's not here. Disclaimer. So I might be pronouncing this wrong, like Erwin versus Irvin, but Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm gonna be saying Gojo. Going forward, just so you know. But
Hey,
yeah.
we'll say Gojo, man. You don't have
Yeah,
to.
I was saying, I don't
Amanda's our
know. I don't know.
fluent
Yeah,
expert, but it's all good, bro. It's all
it's all
good.
good. It's all good. You want me? Do I go into it? You want me to just go into
Yeah,
it?
so right
All right.
now, so talk
Yeah.
about the first point.
Yeah.
Why do you think Gojo
So
is better? And let Tanu go so everybody knows who the character is. So your character is Gojo. Tanu, who's your
I was
character?
say yeah. That's it. Yeah.
With my big speech about Attack on Titan, I think it's easy to say Eren Yeagar is my character. So
Wow. Okay. So we got Gojo versus Eren Yeagar. Okay. This is it again. Welcome to Hot Take Tournament.
Yeah.
ATT.
Yeah.
But all right, Sean, floor is yours. First
Yeah.
point.
And
Why do you think Gojo is better than Eren Yeager? Only point that you can talk about is character development. So why do you think he has a
okay,
better
just
character
only character
development
development. Okay.
than Eren Yeager? Floor is yours.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll say Eren Yeager is like, I ride with Attack on Titan, so I kind of want to be partial, but I am talking about Gojo, and what I want to say for character development is while Aaron's character development, start like you're like rooting for him, it is a little like not relatable to everyone. I feel like my main point is going to be Gojo's development is very gradual, it's realistic, and it's like you make some like relatable because it's how realistic and gradual his like kind of development is, like while you're seeing in the show. Aaron's is like he's just given his power, like and he's just set on revenge and stuff like that. So, Gojo is just like his unique abilities and his fighting style, and like how you just see it just progressively introduce his character. Like he like eludes main character. Like that man walks around, hand in his pockets, don't really care. Like he's just chilling. Like,
Mm.
and then you just kind of start seeing like, ain't no way he's at OP, but like it's you start like just seeing what he's capable of,
Yeah.
and like it's just the way he develops, and then he goes from like this kind of cockiness stuff, but to like a serious caring development. So like his character development, not in terms of his power, but like just how he is and like how he cares about like like all of his students, and just kind of seeing like how he's just training them, he's putting them in those situations, and he'd be like, you need to learn how to defend yourself. Like that man was mid fight and went and got one of his students to go with like, and brought back to the fight. So you seeing how powerful he is, and you also see like how his serious but caring side comes out when it comes to like the students and everything, and just like himself. And like the next season is going to be like about his backstory. And I'm not gonna get anything of manga and stuff, but like
Yeah, no
just
manga, please. I should have
it's
said this is
so
anime
yeah,
only. My bad, my
yeah.
bad.
There's no manga spoilers, but it's one of those things where you kind of just he's one of those characters he can have his own like show. It's not around like any of his students. Like it's Gojo, like his backstory, and like Eren from Attack on Titan, it's just one of those things where he's set on revenge, so his development is not really in that aspect, like going like and not as relatable as Gojo. Because he's just like revenge and it seems repetitive because he's just like that's what he's just set on. And he's losing sight of his original goals and his original development. And
Okay.
so that's
Okay.
the only thing. It's just kind of relatable how Gojo gives, like just unique. So as
Okay.
development, my development point.
Okay. Okay. So I ain't gonna. So pretty much he is better than. I'm not gonna summarize it. I should. I'm in
Yeah.
the audience. I'm in the audience. But no, good points.
Yeah.
Good points. Good points.
You couldn't summarize it because you just said a bunch of fluff. You didn't really answer the question with Gojo. I mean,
Tanu going into it.
Hey,
Tanu going into it.
I agree.
Tanu going into it.
Gojo is a fucking awesome character. One of the coolest characters we've probably ever seen in any anime. Everybody's enamored with Gojo. We want to see more of Gojo. And apparently this next season is going to be a lot about him. But, I mean, when we're talking strictly character development, what the fuck have we seen from Gojo? We've only seen one season in a movie, but what do we see from him? Every time we see him, he's just happy and he's ready to whoop some people's ass. Like, that's pretty much all we see from him. I mean, he is a good teacher to his students for sure, but I feel like just strictly off of what we've seen in anime, we really haven't seen too much of Gojo and anything that he's really developed over one season.
I mean, we can't put longevity in. That's just how long the show's gone.
I
like
agree.
in the show, we're not talking about One Piece characters. We're not saying like, oh, One Piece has this many episodes. That's how much we've seen that man develop. It's like in the show.
I think it's just it's a disadvantage in the sense that there's only one season of footage to look at, and that's where I'm saying I don't feel like I've seen anything really develop from Gojo yet. Obviously, I do forecast it to change. But all right, enough about Gojo. Let's talk about Eren. Let's talk about Eren. But I mean, if we're talking about a character with character development, I think Eren is one of the main characters that has had the most character development. Let's see. I mean, the show started with Titans infiltrating their town and ripping his home off and killing. He watched his mom die right in front of him. A very fucking tragic ass beginning. And yes, Krishan did say he was very like when Eren in the beginning of the show was known to be a very angry character, someone that would act on emotions and had a violent streak. We would all understand after going through the stuff he went through with his dad and mom dying at a young age, a lot of people around him dying. I mean, all he knew was trying to get revenge, and he got the power of the Titan. And I remember, I forget what season, I think it was season 2 after Annie or something, where he like had that proclamation where he's like, I will kill every single Titan. I'm going to kill every single Titan. And so something like that. And so, very traumatic upbringing, and revenge obviously is something that we all expect of a character for him with that power. And I feel like later on, once we learn more information about the Titans, how it isn't just that it's somebody turning people into Titans, and just killing Titans is not going to be the answer to fixing anything. I feel like Eren kind of changed his way of thinking. He wasn't as rash to go jump in and fight anymore. He became a very mysterious and deep character. We think of Armin as the most strategizing character in that show, but I would put Eren right next to Armin in terms of strategizing. I mean, obviously with what we've just seen in this past season, this man has been plotting for a long time, especially after once we learned about the Attack Titan being able to look at the past and future of past
he can see the future. So
the future and the past, and he could. And we never would have thought Eren would be a type of character to be able to be that manipulative and to. He forced his dad to kill the Reese family. He did some crazy things in terms of planning and plotting. So I feel like we never expected Eren to be that kind of character. We always thought Eren to be just kind of the brute force fighting, I'm going to kill you type character. And that was a big development for me. That's why I fuck with Eren heavy. And, he's such a deep character in the sense that there's not many or any shows, animes, where you can interpret the main protagonist to be an antagonist. Like we don't know. I mean, I guess that goes into more of his story, but basically, I don't know. And also with the fact that he has so much burden on his shoulders. There's been a lot of people that have had his power. They attacked Titan and just rode their 7 years and fought and did whatever, but really didn't make a difference in their life. They die and they go to somebody else's problem. Somebody else's problem. And I feel like Eren was really, he's like, fuck it, I have 7 years. I'm gonna fucking do something about it. If I don't do it, I'm just gonna die. So what's the point of me even being alive and being there? And I feel like, you can say whether what he's doing right now is wrong, but I kind of understand why he's doing what he's doing right now in terms of destroying the whole world. So basically, I could ramble on, but I just feel like Eren's development has been showing over the seasons, and rather than being just someone that acts on emotion and just anger, he's a very calculated and thought out kind of character, and he thinks of every move he does, and we never thought of Eren being a character like that. So that's my point.
Yeah. Goodness.
Well,
You got any last minute rebuttals before we decided for this point?
just two things, like Eren being calculated and things like that. Yes, it's showing that how he kind of has, but at the same time, this man can see the future and the past now. So, and that goes into my second argument. Was like, yeah, that man may seem calculated, but like Armin doesn't have any of that. That man was like really calculated, just like Irvin. Like they're both, without even knowing the future and past, were able to just finesse and just come up with these plans and schemes. Eren, like once he got the side of the future and present, he was, it seems calculated, but he was even he was manipulating the past just to get what he wanted, because he couldn't think of a way like that just to do it. And that brings up the second point was, yeah, like the revenge and stuff. He seems cool, calm, collected, dark. Yeah, but that's after he got that power of the future and present. So whenever he kissed Historia's hand and he got that vision of what the future and then past is, like, yeah, he's kind of more calm because what the future. If I know the future and the past, like, yeah, I'm gonna be moving through life pretty, normal. Like, but at the beginning, when he didn't have that and he just got the power of Titans, he was selling revenge. Like, they were literally riding horses. Like, Eren, do not turn. I know you want to. Like, you just saw Annie like kill everybody, and I know you want your revenge. And then even Levi's like, I can't control this man what to do. He's not. He's hot headed.
Yeah, but you're saying that because he had the Attack Titan and because he could look at the future and the past. I mean, how many other people had the Attack Titan? The Owl had him. Nobody else made progress like Eren has with that power.
We've only seen two, and the guy.
He's truly trying to make a difference for his people versus the other people just rode the 7 years. It's like, fuck it.
The Owl made a big
difference. Made a difference, okay, but I'm talking about everybody else that had the Attack Titan.
Everyone else
hasn't gotten this far to the point of saving his people.
We're talking about the show only, and we've seen the Owl, and then we've seen Eren's dad, and then Eren. Those are the three people we've seen have the Attack Titan. So you're saying everyone before him? We don't even know. It's not even been introduced. We don't know if that's even a thing of the timeline. So what the Owl did, that man infiltrated the whole government. He's like, he went into the Nazis and was an undercover Nazi up until the point where he's like, all right, I done my part. Like, he's wiping his nose like my terms ended. Here's a battalion. And he even destroyed the ships, all that, just so he can get across. And he's like, the whole royal, the vow that they made, like, if you're royalty and get the power, that's the people that cannot do anything. That's the ones that was like, bro, what have you been doing? Because they're bound by a vow. The Owl, Eren's dad, and Eren, they all, it's only three people we've seen. It's the only three people.
Let me throw my hot take towel real quick. The great points by both debaters. Krishan pretty much is saying that Gojo is I think it's more harming for Gojo right now because we don't have enough content for Gojo, for the anime at least. I know the manga is probably, I think it's finished or it's already caught up. There's a lot more for Gojo. But I don't think there's enough that we can be able to see enough of that character development for Gojo specifically. But I mean, we could harp on Eren about what if his choices were right or wrong or et cetera, blah blah blah. But I mean, we all can agree that the Eren that we knew as a little, like how Tanu was kind of painting the picture, the Eren that we knew as a little kid, seeing his mom being eaten by a Titan, to who he is now, kind of shows that length of that essentially character development. He developed into the person who he is, revenge or not, or if he has this foresight to be able to plan. It's pretty much a cheat sheet for him. I understand what you're saying, Krishu. It's a cheat sheet. Everybody else doesn't have that foresight, so you can't really say that he's doing these things, and that's a whole different argument. But just to end that point, though, and I think Amanda would agree with me too, because I mean, Amanda's probably going to say that Eren is daddy, whatever. I mean, Eren is gonna win that point. It's sad to say because I do fuck with Gojo. Gojo is probably one of the most OP characters, and he's a side character, to be honest with you, if you think about it. But character development wise, if you put Eren Yeager and Gojo next to each other, Eren Yeager's gonna win that. So we're gonna have to give that point to Tanu. I don't mean to be that way, but I'm just listening to the facts. But we'll go on to the next point. Next point is.
Or is he not moving? I don't know.
Hey, he's moving. He's moving. Next point is, who has a better story? And Tanu, you go first, and then Krishan will go last. So Tanu, why do you think Eren Yeager has a better story than Gojo?
Sean got kicked.
Keep going. He left. He left.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sorry, it was like spinning red circles in my internet.
All right, it was spinning.
What?
No, you're good.
Oh, y'all thought I left or something?
Yeah. All right. So
we only on first point.
I'm going first this time.
Yep.
Sorry, Valley. I'm about to cut that.
No, you're good.
So I think Eren has a better story. Although, I think Gojo's story is probably going to be crazy as fuck in terms of, especially because we don't know how he got that strong, and it's probably, I don't know. I'm excited to see that, but in terms of what we've seen with Eren, I don't know. That Eren's story is probably one of the craziest, kind of fucked up, sad, traumatic stories in a main character I think we've ever seen. I think Naruto is up there with the fucked up story. I'm trying to think who else has had there's a lot of characters that have had tragic beginnings. I mean, Tanjiro, of course, his beginning story was crazy. But I don't know. I just feel like, in the sense, like how gruesome it was and how he saw it firsthand. I mean, Titans coming in, of course. I don't think I forget. Did Eren remember at the time how his dad making him eat him, or no? That was kind of like he didn't remember that.
He didn't remember that when we were watching from season 1 to 3, and then he saw all. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, whatever. He had to eat his dad. He had to watch his fucking stepmom. We found out later his stepmom eat his mom. And you could say that's like the revenge of his dad, like coming back.
The best revenge.
I'm just saying that's crazy. Full circle in Eren's story. Like, his fucking stepmom came and ate his mom in the first episode, and whatever. But I mean, all the people around him dying, him joining the scouts, him learning to use his Titan powers. Him becoming good friends with Reiner and Berthold, and then them stabbing his back. Like, bro, that scene on top of the wall where they turn into the beast or the armored and colossal Titan has to be like a top 5 anime scene ever.
That is.
That gives me goosebumps every time I watch that. Like, Reiner, we're doing this right now, type, and then the lightning in the background, like, that. And then Eren having the conflict with Reiner, and then then the stuff with the Reese family, with the Eren taking that power, and then Historia. I just feel like Eren has gone through so much and now he's like just like a completely different character. Kind of goes with his development in terms of like, I mean, you know, the whole point of him, Armin, and Mikasa at the beginning of the show was they just wanted to get to the water. They wanted to get to the ocean.
Freedom. Yeah.
They put seeing water as equivalent to like we're free.
Yeah.
And when they finally got to that point, it felt like such a like letdown. Like because when they showed Eren, you know, they were waiting for it their whole life, and then when they got there, you look at Eren's face and he's like not phased at all because he already he's already seen the memories. He knows what the fuck he has to do over there. And then, you know, of course, Eren kind of leaves them. You know, he kind of hides out. He goes incognito in Marley. He's acting, just like the drive he has to get his mission done, which is to save his people at Paradise. You know, although it's extreme as it is, you know, like I mentioned earlier, we don't, you know, he's such a unique character because we don't know. It's like I said, perspective. It's all perspective. Some people look at Eren and they're like, bro, he's a fucking villain. He's trying to kill everybody in the world. Like, they need to kill Eren. You know, for me, you could call me a Yeagerist, but I feel I'm with it. You know, like, what the fuck? Marley and the whole world was cool with putting us in this fucking like cone or like just like in this barricade. It's like, all right, y'all sorry ass motherfuckers can live over there. You're like, you just scum, like disgusting. Like, get away from us, from civilization, and then we'll kill you if we need to. And so like, what is Eren supposed to do? Just fucking die for the cause? No, like, I have all this power. Why not use it and fucking kill everybody else? They want to euthanize our people. Why do we euthanize?
Damn.
They're treating us like
Fuck
man.
Fuck
why
him.
does he have to do it? Why does he have to die for the cause? Like,
Yeah.
if it's like, I'm asking y'all, if y'all were in that position, you had power, are you just gonna die? Fuck no, you're gonna try to save your people.
Not everyone thinks like that though.
Okay, but Krishan, what you doing? If you're all your people about to die and you have power to stop it, what are you gonna do?
People that are like that will, be like peace. Like that's what they want. That's why
There is no peace, bro. You're gonna die. They want to euthanize you. You can't have any kids. Y'all are gonna rot away.
Let's stick to the point. Let's stick to the point.
Anyways, the story of Eren, he's fighting back. You know, obviously, I don't know how it ends, but I feel like it's going to be like a Lelouch ending where, although Eren is painting himself as the main, right now he's the main villain. The whole world is against him, even Armin and Mikasa. Like, there's like thoughts of them how going to kill him, and so, Krishan, you probably know the ending. I don't know if Val knows it. Don't say anything, but my whole thought.
Anime only.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's going to be like a Lelouch ending. I feel like, you know, everybody's painting him as a villain, and then, you know, because Marley and Paradise are working together, right? Like Reiner and all them, they're all working together, and so I feel like they're gonna work. Eren wants them to work together to kill him, and then that'll like break like the cycle of oppression because they're like, it helped us defeat the main villain, and so I just feel like Eren's story is just kind of crazy from where he began to where he is at now. We never thought Eren would be this kind of dark, mysterious, conniving, thinking character that he is at the end of at the point in the show right now. So I just feel like his story is kind of insane, and that's why I picked him. So
good points. Okay, that's a hard argument. That's a hard. Okay, all right, Krishan. Krishan, the floor is yours. Gojo. I think Gojo has a better story than Eren.
I should have got like a pencil paper, just like kind of write like some of the notes of like kind of arguments against them.
Yeah, bro.
But I'll start with Gojo before I kind of get into like going against Eren right now. But like I said, like Gojo, when he stepped on screen from the moment, like he just like adds like that significant impact. Like it just feels like that man is like he's a main character of the show. Like you can just tell for it. But like all the scenes, like him, how he deals with the school, the politics, like the politics, like you kind of start seeing how they're targeting him. Like they're making a whole force field around the school just to keep this man out, just because he impacts the story so well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a better comparison would be like him versus Levi in Attack on Titan, because like they're just so like, you know. But as far as like this Gojo, like, and how he does, like you kind of see him as this like he's just cocky, you know, at the beginning, but like you kind of just start seeing that depth. And I'm not going to get into character development, but like as a story itself, it's just you're engaged when you see him on screen, you know. And for me, like when I saw like on Attack on Titan, like when I see Levi on screen, it's just like that same. I'm engaged. When I see Eren on screen, it's just like I'm about to be hit with some stuff. Like it's not. I'm not like locked in like I am with Gojo when he's on screen. Like
Oh,
that man has some like action scenes and fighting styles. Like whenever he just goes against other people that you seen dog like them other spirits and demons, like they will be on them.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you see Gojo show, and you're like, "Ooh, like, how's he gonna tackle this man's OP?" Like, you know, what I mean, at the beginning, like off rip with the first episode with him versus Sukuna, like that man was the way he was fighting, doing that, and like and sat on him, like he just keeps you engaged with how he fights, and whenever he had his like what's his domain expansion, like, and you see it, and you're like, this man's like, I mean, like he's just funny. Even whenever they're shopping, like he just has a way of not just like talking about like just the way he
He
teaches
knows
his
how to do some
students.
cultural reference.
Yeah, his cultural references, like the way he teaches his students is like it's not some like like you know, I was gonna say what's some Karate Kid, Mr.
Mr.
Whatever,
Miyagi.
Mr.
Yagi.
Miyagi. Sorry, yeah, Mr.
I
Miyagi
got you. I
Yoda and
got
shit.
you. I'm in the
Like
audience.
he,
I'll
like
pull
I'm
one.
so
Hey,
saying
I'll
is
throw a
like
reference.
yeah, he's like he doesn't engage like I said like mid fight. He's like this is a great teachable moment like for like you know what I mean. He brought what you always say Ichidori like the main character to the fight and like included both of them whenever you know they're it's just you know so that's all I'm gonna say. It's just like the way when he's on screen it's just a great fighting style, and just like how it just keeps you on the edge of your seat, and I love that about Gojo. Last little point will probably be against what you're saying about Eren is some people will just think like it's a darker story first of all, so like no, Aaron's story, if you're looking at it like on paper and just how you're watching it, it's just and Attack on Titan, it's a darker anime. Like, you know, especially whenever Mappa, like how they can illustrate it, it's just a darker anime and it's not and also is a downside because it makes Aaron a little bit less relatable.
Yeah.
As far as his story for revenge, his mom getting killed, yeah, it was full circle. Like once you get past everything, you're like, okay, it's full circle. His stepmom eating his mom, but like what triggered him was seeing that. Like, he just thinks about that image and he's like, I'm pissed. Like I want revenge. Like you're the one that killed my mom. They infiltrated. He went to Marley and then he went across the water. That's revenge. He said, I know what you feel like. It's 4 years later. I'm here to revenge. The whole euthanization plan and all that. He saw the memories of what they did to his dad's sister, tearing him apart. Like all that anger and stuff. Yeah, it's like as a story, but at the end of the day, he's killing them all, like you said. Like some people it's revenge, and you know, to some people like us, we're like, yeah, I see. I'm a Yeagerist. I see why he did it, but some people like that's just I can't really relate to it that much as opposed to
But
like
that goes to my.
Gojo.
I feel like you're making my point for me. It's such a deep fucking story that you can have all these different thoughts about that
It's
about his
it's
character.
it's a complex
Gojo's just a
story.
happy-go-lucky. Oh, he's cool. Like
You
he
see him
blue
get
eyes. He's
serious.
fucking like he's sexy. Like daddy.
He's
Daddy.
a pretty boy. He's
I
a
don't know.
pretty
Like
boy.
but we might Gojo might have a crazier story because who knows what the dark shit Gojo probably had to do to get this cold and this like revered and this feared. Like who knows? But like I think like what you're saying about Eren, I think that's a point to why this story is so good because we could have discussions. You
Yeah,
could
but
be
it can turn people off from it being so like excessive violence and darker themes and stuff like that. Like, and just seeing Aaron's story, like it
must
could
be so
turn
hard
people
for you to
off
argue
for
this because you love
As an
attack.
audience member, you don't think
I know.
Gojo has equally as violent or even more violent
I think Gojo is like he's
conflicts?
just
He's
having
just
fun.
fighting. Like it's just karate. Like what do you
He's
mean?
literally fighting demons and
Have we
he's smiling about it.
Have we seen Gojo really get pressed yet? Like back against the wall yet? Because I feel like
Yeah.
that's when we'll see him go crazy. Like
He's had some like you know.
I know he's had some fights. I know
Nothing's
the
been a
movie was crazy.
cakewalk.
The movie was crazy.
And the movie was crazy too. Like it's whenever he showed up on screen, and then he was with that black dude. And he's like pop 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 pop. Like he was
Fucked him up.
going in, and like it's just you're like ooh 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 ooh. The whole like the red
Come
and
on,
blue, like it's just you're
But
captivated.
you don't get lit when Eren's fighting now, bro, with his fucking crystallization. Like he can make weapons. You can do all types of Eren fighting is pretty lit. I know right now he's in that big form, but when we see Eren used to box Reiner, how many times have they boxed? Like 3 times? He's like 3-0. Like I got fucking excited as fuck every time I saw Reiner because Eren's one of the few times where he's actually boxing. Like these
Yeah.
times just throwing shit.
Were you
Around
were you
screaming?
more
Like,
excited for whenever Aaron and Reiner fought versus at that same episode whenever Levi fought the Beast Titan?
yeah.
Which one went viral and which one was like which one you couldn't look away from? You're like, ooh,
I
ooh.
feel like
Or
Levi
Reiner's just like, here I go again, like revenge, like you got me, I got you. Like it's a like it's a fight, but
what about
whenever
I can say
Levi
this with the Gojo, we see Gojo, we're like, oh, we know it's like One Punch Man syndrome. We know that Gojo about to whoop this dude's
One
ass.
Punch Man's fire, by the way, but
And I haven't. I'm actually.
that
that's a
Gojo
different
is
topic. Stick to the point. Let's stick to the
I
point.
am,
Oh,
but I'm
no, so
saying
sorry. I was saying
Go-
like he's saying, oh, with Eren, oh, here we go again, type shit. We've seen this already. Like, I feel like with Gojo, we just know he's
yeah,
about to whoop
but at
this
least
dude's ass every
we
time.
know the point. We know how it does. The second fight, like whenever it was with the volcano head dude, he
Yeah,
literally was explaining his power. He's like, "Look, this is what I've there's training and stuff like that. Like this is my story. Like this is how my power works." And then he was like, "This is my domain expansion." Like so we see it. We see how it's working, and it's not
Let me
gradual.
ask a question to both of you guys. So when we're talking about story, are we saying that it's more about the fights that these characters are having that is more engaging for the audience who's watching it, or are we saying that the actual why they are who they are, their story and why they're going the direction and all that stuff? Because character development and story are kind of tied together, right? That's why these questions are kind of blending. But are we saying that that's um, more engaging? Are we saying that that's more something
that's
to
just
be
how.
more attracted to, or like what are we saying right now? Are we saying the fights are better or the actual story is better?
I mean, I would say, of course, Jujutsu Kaisen has it in fights. Their fights are
Yeah,
better. They're more
yeah,
pleasing to watch. We all know that. But
yeah.
I mean, it just depends on what kind of anime watcher you are. For me, I love plot. I need a good plot in an anime. I need crazy plot twists like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is my favorite show ever, regardless of how it ended. We know how it ended. We don't need to talk about it, but I see a lot of similarities in Attack on Titan in terms of there's so many different fucking plot twists and a lot of things come full circle. So that's why I think like Eren's story is just better than Gojo's right now. I think we don't know enough about Gojo. All we know is he's the most OP feared
From
character
from
right
what we from what we've seen, it makes sense though. Like that's enough time to see it. It's like um yeah, it seems like it's one season, but the movie as well, like you gotta take that into consideration. And if you look at Aaron's story on paper, it just looks like a kid that's gotten this power and he's just set on revenge. Like it's heavily revolves around his desire for revenge. Like he could have just guys kept his power and been on the walls and like didn't have to. He didn't have to get revenge. He could have just sat
I
there
mean,
and protect
But
his
that was
people.
his story to choose. That's the thing. Like, and again, I wish we knew more about Gojo rather than if we read the manga, probably would know. But we know that, like you're saying, Arian's story is centered about revenge, and it blossomed into whatever you want to call it. That's why you can have a conversation about what it is and how it is and yada yada yada. But Gojo, like, all we really know about Gojo is that he had a best friend. They had a falling out, truly. And somehow he's just this fucking gifted, fucking talented fucker. Like he just every time he's on the screen, he's fucking. I don't mean like fucking physically, but like he's just fucking
But
somebody else's
do
world.
you
fucking too. Who know? I don't know. Off screen,
but do y'all like his story when
got
he's
it. I'm
on
going
screen?
for him.
Like do y'all like watching his story develop while he's on screen whenever you're watching it?
Who,
Like
Gojo or
yeah,
Aaron?
Gojo.
I do like to learn more about Gojo because
'Cause I
but
know that
I was the same way about Aaron as well too.
Bro, when you see Aaron on the
So
screen, you're telling me you're not like, fuck, bro. What is about to happen next, bro? What is this? What is this guy plotting, thinking right now? Like, I feel like it's such an ominous, like dark, like.
because he was gone for a long like a lots of the scenes in the newest seasons because focus on around other people. Like whenever when he's on screen, he was crying at first. He was just talking about revenge. Like he was just like mad at everybody. Like it wasn't anything like that. Only when the Titans fought. And even then, whenever Levi would show up or Irvin's doing his political games, like you're like, dang, like that seems a little bit more. I can't look away. I'm like, ooh, he's doing some chess moves
So
or
so you
all that.
think Eren is one dimensional and Gojo has more dimension to him that we don't know.
Has more impacts, like in terms of like his story that has multiple layers. Like Eren
Oh
just
my
seems complex because he's set on revenge.
No way. You don't even believe that, bro.
I believe that.
You do not believe that. Attack on Titan
You
is
don't believe
literally
what you're saying.
layers. It's the definition of layers when it comes to
Eren's story, or Attack on Titan.
Eren's story. I mean, the stuff with Historia, the Reese family, the plot twist about him controlling the memories.
The Reese family, he got tied up and was crying the whole time.
Zeke's brother is the one that was against him. Like when we first found out Eren and Zeke were brothers, it was like holy shit. Like there's so many plot twists that happens in Eren's story. But Gojo is just like, what the fuck have we really seen from Gojo? Nothing really. Like he's fought.
You know what? Yeah. This is
You
a
don't
tough one.
believe
Might just be like
this is a tough one.
You don't believe it.
It's tough.
But you will have I feel like you have to vote on what you're able to see. And that's how like I really like Krishan said, and this is what is making it such a hard vote for me, is that anytime Gojo truly is on the screen, I want to learn more about that motherfucker.
100%.
I want to know why he's so strong. And that is side to the story. I want to know more about his story. So, but I have to vote on what we've seen. We've seen more about Eren. It's just a detriment to Gojo right now because I really wanted to vote Gojo off that shit. It's a detriment to Gojo because we haven't had a full equivalent seasons like Attack on Titan has with their fucking bullshit part 1, part 2, blah blah blah. We can talk about that in another fucking podcast. But like we haven't had the equivalent showtime that Gojo hasn't had.
I just think the questions are kind of tailored more for Eren than Gojo. I think we were talking about like character design or how cool the character is or their abilities. Like I think Gojo has it for sure.
Yeah,
but just of a character, I think Eren's way better.
Just story again. What we've seen so far. Damn, that's tough though. That's really tough. I really wanted to vote Gojo because like as soon as Krishan said that shit about like when Gojo's on the screen, like truly, like are you not engaged? Are you not interested to learn more about that fucker? Like, and that is a compelling story. That's the definition of a compelling story.
If you picked Pain, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah. Pain would have been a good one. Pain would have been.
It was almost. I almost picked Pain or Itachi or Orochimaru. I think Orochimaru was a crazy character.
Yeah. Sheesh. No, those would have been a good one too. But Eren Yeager's gonna win this one, Krishan. He's gonna win it. You know, it was a tough bout, especially you came out with that second point though. You came out with that second point. If Amanda was here, maybe we would have seen a tiebreaker. That's something you bring up with Amanda. But you got to give it to the Eren Yeager for this one. We got to give it to Tanu defending that belt. Tanu will be advancing to the next round. The next round will be discussed in the next mini podcast. But I do appreciate both debaters. I appreciate our host, Krishan, and I appreciate our guest, Tanu. This was a very good, very first. We're going to do many of these because these are kind of fun to hear both opposing arguments. And it was sound. Like, I really was right because it was like, this motherfucker is hitting. Like, yeah, like he's hitting. But no, I got to do what I got to do. But for the people who are listening, you guys still can't vote. So on Friday, we'll post both of these when the episode comes out. I'll post it again on Saturday for those Saturday listeners, those weekend listeners, or you're traveling, yada, yada. And we will be able to tally up how many people voted for yada, yada. And we'll be able to put that for one final vote. And that person, that character that gets that vote will be able to advance. You guys are going to help that character, that person, the debater, advance to the next round. So appreciate you guys chiming in to this one. Again, thank you to the host, Krishan. Thank you to the guest, Tanu, for chiming in into this one. But I'll go ahead and open the floor up to you guys as well to wrap. Before I wrap this up, do you guys have any last minute words?
Just thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun. Uh, and I guess y'all are going to be seeing more of me. So
Hey, I guarantee because listen, Krishana's gonna be a judge for the finals.
hey, don't
But
hold.
if you make it to the finals to do, he's not gonna he's gonna argue against you.
Bro, it
He's
sounds like
gonna vote against you is what I mean.
that's what I'm saying. Krishan don't even believe this. I'm sure he loves Eren. You don't fuck with Eren?
So it's been awesome. Awesome ride. I appreciate the conversation and everything. So I look forward to listening for everything else in the tournament. I take tournament.
Man,
So,
thank you. Hey,
yeah.
we'll write. Hey, you could officially strap out of this podcast again. Thank you guys for listening to a very riveting, very hot take tournament episode. We'll be catching you guys soon. But peace. Yeah.
Bye, guys.
Big bet, bro. Good shit. Good
Yes, sir.
shit. I was